Bring to order the Economic Development Authority regular meeting on July 17, 2025. Welcome, everyone. I'll take a roll call of members. Tom Richardson, present. Rory Carter.
Here.
Bruce Sanders.
Here.
Lisa McLaughlin. Samuel Rice.
Here.
Billy Barrick.
Here.
Taryn Bryce Rowland.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Mr. Chairman, Lisa McLaughlin sends her regards. She's on traveling at this time.
Okay. Other attending members of the county, Don Gill, John Bateman, Crystal Way, all here. And we have to, is this the time where we put it online? Or is it online?
Nope, we're up and running.
You're on?
You're on.
Okay. Well, we have a nice agenda here. We'll get right into the EDA grant requests. The first one on the agenda is Summit Vinyl Company. Mr. Johnson.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all for your time. So to start this most efficiently. So I know a lot of you here. I own Northern Neck Seamless Gutters and Northern Neck Fence Company that come under Northern Neck Service Group. I also am owner and partner with Home Access Solution with Thomas Wilson. I'm here today to talk about a great opportunity for me and I hope the community. I've been in the fence business about 20 plus years, and aside from the issues during COVID, some of the supply things have continued. The biggest one is vinyl production. It takes me about 4 to 6 weeks to get a vinyl fence to my current suppliers out of Richmond. As you can imagine, that handicaps you to some degree. Looking at the way the fence business has gone, in 2020, I was at $700,000 in sales for the fence business, just the fence, not the gutter. And last year's 1.3. I mean, so it's pretty considerable, and there's a myriad of other opportunities out there. But my biggest problem right now is the vinyl production and getting the supply. So what I've decided to do is vertically integrate. So that's what I created. Summit Vinyl Company will be a fence supply company. I know it's a little bit of misleading saying Summit Vinyl, but it will do primarily vinyl and aluminum. Wood products are easily available around here, so I don't need to get into that. And if you know anything about wood, it's a beast to carry. Chain link, if you know anything about that, has a million different SKUs and almost impossible to carry with any effectiveness. I also have good suppliers for that right now. So I'm focused on the vinyl and then subsequently the aluminum. Last January, all this started to come together. Since then, I've purchased a CNC router. If anybody doesn't know what that is, I can show you a picture of it. It's an overpriced Home Depot router surrounded by $40,000 of metal and optics. With that, in order to get Summit started, I had to get a forklift, a bunch of other tools for the production, as well as the raw vinyl inventory. I use a supplier out of North Carolina called Vecca. It's a premium vinyl. First truckload was about $35,000. Second truckload was about $15,000. And as we speak, they're unloading my third truckload in my parking lot, about $40,000 of raw vinyl. In addition to that, I need to buy aluminum, because you put that inside the vinyl products for stiffeners. You have caps, you have hinges, I said different crimping tools, the supplies to package and ship. So my goal in this is, A, to supply vinyl products to myself as Northern Neck Fence Company, and then supply it to other contractors, other fence companies, and just homeowners. Doing the vinyl fencing, I'm also doing vinyl railings as well. The market is huge, and so like I said, I've already put out probably $150,000 for my startup. I'm looking for this money to help with staffing. Sometimes time is your friend. And this last couple of months trying to figure out, what the right product mix is And based on what I know historically and what, happened since then, I'm getting better at it. And, now I'm in the need of staffing. And the staffing positions, I outlined a little bit in my application. I'm hoping the average will be about $50,000 in salary, which I think is around here, pretty decent. And they're going to be full-time positions. They'll have some benefits with them to the extent a small business can afford benefits these days. But what I'm looking at right now is hiring somebody to come in and send them to training to operate the machine full-time and understand its capabilities. I also need somebody to manage and operate my yard, and then I need sort of an admin person to manage all this. And as you can imagine, as a small business, when you start to have these different business lines, the tedious part, but the important part, is keeping them separate. And, you're making sure that Summit Vinyl is not Northern Neck Fence, that they're completely separate, obviously for the bookkeeping parts, but also for the identification part. So I'm hoping in the next 60 days, if possible, I'd like to get these 3 positions filled. On top of that, I need 2 salespeople. I'm going to need another production person. I'm looking to expand my warehouse capabilities. So there's a lot going on, and I've learned a lot in these past few months, just what I anticipate and what's happening. But the demand for these products is huge. The customization of this machine, I welcome any of you to stop by. I can show it to you. Is nothing short of amazing. The product, there's sort of 2 companies that build these machines, and as you could imagine, one of them started, became, the industry standard. Then some disgruntled employees said, we can do it better, and they went and built their own machine, and when you go to the trade show, they look identical, but one is orange and one is blue. So, but it's been a really good company to work with. I'm excited. There's, if you look what's happening just in the immediate part of Lancaster, sort of the Irvington, Kilmarnock, Whitestone area, you've got Hills Quarter. That alone has, kept me pretty busy, almost full-time. Grace Hill as well. There's another development, name escapes me. There were D.R. Horton's doing several houses in there. That's kept me busy. We know the acceleration of the bridge is going to be interesting in 2 respects. One, we're going to be inundated by workers for 4 or 5 years, which is an interesting dynamic. But also, what you learn is there's a lot of people that don't like to cross the bridge. So once that's done, I imagine, as everybody else does, the growth will continue. So it's going to be a very positive thing if we get through the construction part, very positive for the area. Between here and Richmond and here in Norfolk, there's nobody who supplies. I mean, there's obviously Home Depot and stuff like that, but nobody does what I do. And if I just supply to Northern Neck Fence, it's a business unto itself. But I anticipate, like I said, between builders, other fence companies, and homeowners, that there's huge opportunities. The important thing I'm struggling with is getting the right staffing in place. As we all know in this room, staffing in Lancaster County and me in business for 20 plus years is an ongoing challenge. There's so many great opportunities out there, but we struggle. I'm working with, excuse me, I forgot her name here. Dr. Antoinette Carter at University of Mary Washington has a program for interns. So I've been working with her, trying to get some interns in this program and see, if I can get. I know when you tell somebody, hey, how would you like to make fences? It's not that exciting, but there's tons of stability. There's good opportunities. There's tremendous opportunities for just understanding entrepreneurial small business, as well as you develop a skill set in stable business. So if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to take them. I know I've rambled on quite a bit here, but like I said, there's great opportunities here for this company that I've seen already. So
Thank you.
Any questions?
But one thing, Mr. Chairman, the internship program he talked about is the Virginia Talent and Opportunity Partnership program. Thanks.
Frederick, how many
Yes.
employees do you have now?
7 right now.
7? Is that full-time?
Yes, yeah.
Well, And you're strictly located right now in Whitestone, and you plan to keep everything in Whitestone? in
Yeah, I've got
Lancaster?
plenty of space here. I have about 2.5 acres.
Okay.
There's an opportunity next to me, which I toy with, but I'm not sure if we're going to do that. But yeah, I've got plenty of area,
Good.
so.
So what you're doing is manufacturing the parts to put together fences?
That's right, excuse
That-
me.
it's basically manufacturing.
It is, yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. So I buy the raw vinyl, and then I take my machine and I cut it to, the heights and widths and space, whatever you want to do.
So the raw vinyl that's already comes in like tubing sections or?
Exactly. I get 16-foot pieces, I get, post and 6 and 9 foot long. I've got, right now I probably have 20 different SKUs with regard to that, which just sort of creates the optimal, right now anyway, without, exception of certain specialized stuff. It's a bulk of what I can do. It's usually picket fence, rail fence, and privacy fence. So I've got all those parts. And as you can imagine, trying to keep the balance of having enough posts with enough rails, with enough pickets, and that's some of the learning curve we're going through now, but we're getting it figured out.
So you cut the pieces up to length and put it together and,
Exactly.
in sections. to
And route out everything,
install,
yeah.
Yeah, put the caps on it. and
Exactly.
Parts and all that,
Yeah.
I got you. So your 7 employees are with this company?
Between the fence and the gutter company,
Right.
yeah.
So and you said you already have the machine and the forklift and all
Got-
that, or is that part?
No, thank you. I've had the machine, I'm operating right now. So I've got the machine, the forklift, I got a bunch of inventory, like I said, a truckload is in my parking lot right now, and plenty of demand,
Right.
so.
So this will be an additional 7 to 10 based on, did I?
That's correct, yeah,
Okay.
Summit Vinyl, and I have a tough time separating it myself,
Sure,
is a
understood.
completely different entity
Yes.
that will sell to Northern Neck Fence,
Right.
and you or whomever else.
And the goal here is going to be regional or statewide distribution at this time?
It's going to be regional. I mean,
Okay.
there's, between Middlesex, Lancaster, Northumberland, Richmond, Essex, I mean, nobody, Essex a little bit will pull out of Richmond,
Yeah.
but there's no suppliers.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Roderick, you mentioned
Love this.
a number of the subdivisions in residential. Are you thinking along the lines of installation in agricultural communities as well?
I offer that, yeah. As you know, the agricultural people are pretty creative when it comes to fencing because they do a lot of it and can do it cheaper than I can. But yeah, I still do a lot of that,
Good.
yeah.
So the goal here for the money that you're asking for is for staffing?
Is for hiring,
employment.
yep, exactly.
Any other questions for Mr. Johnson?
Sure think I love this project.
Well, I invite you to stop by and take a look at it.
What's your, to get this up and running, just rough numbers, how much capital do you have into it?
Right now,
Yeah.
machine forklift, 150 to 180?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I had a chance to visit his space and kind of got a tour and talked to him about this. It looks like he's like ready to go. You got the space for it. And it's an exciting opportunity for employment.
And as far as the work street, the labor pipeline, I know you're working on an intern program with the University of Mary Washington with the program that was discussed, but are you intending to be hiring locally, and is there enough?
Oh, I hope it's all local.
Okay.
It's cheaper for me and for them if it's
Sure.
local. I've put out a couple ads on Indeed.
Okay.
And as anybody's done any hiring, you have to sift through a lot of stuff to realize what they're really trying to say to you.
Yes.
And then what their interest or, unfortunately, Indeed makes it too easy for people just to
Yes.
click, click, click. Then I get charged for every click. But, and I'm hoping Mary Washington can help me out.
I'd suggest you look at the Votech School too.
Yes, yeah, because
Okay.
we'll be doing welding
High
as
school
well.
Kind of The bank hires some high school interns in the summer, along with college interns.
Yeah.
So that might be a good avenue for you.
And I have it from, the opportunities are from the administrative side and the marketing side to, the physical production. So I've got sort of everything. So whoever has whatever interest, it's just, as we all know, we've all discussed, is trying to find a young person and keep them focused and have them not use their phone all the time.
Well, that was what I was curious if you were seeing the viable candidates coming through.
Not as much as I'd like, I'll be honest. I mean, I get excited because it's a fun opportunity.
Sure.
But somebody has to be a little entrepreneurial and has to want to do something.
Yeah.
And again, as we all know, it's a challenge. And the immediate gratification and pay is what they want. And, you try to structure it that, if I do this right, you don't need to have a second job. You're working Monday through Friday, maybe a weekend if we get behind, but no nights. And it should be a pretty good lifestyle for somebody. But again, getting, somebody who wants that kind of stability is a challenge.
Sure, okay.
So,
Just more a data point for us.
are you
So-
applying?
Excuse
You
me?
sound like you're applying.
Sorry. IBM.
If you know anybody, please send them my way.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all for the time. Have a great day.
Ms. Taylor, so lovely. How are you today?
Oh, very good. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Come on up and tell us what you're up to.
Okay, Seth, if you could start my presentation. My name is Lou Taylor. I am the owner of So Lovely. I have a presentation here with some visuals. So this is my shop. It's at 4504 Irvington Road. To tell you a little bit about the shop, if you're not familiar with quilting, which a lot of people aren't because it's a very niche market. My shop opened in 2014 in Whitestone. I moved to Irvington in 2018. I do have an online presence, solovely.com as well. The shop offers retail sales of over 1,000 bolts of quilting cotton fabric and notions. We offer long arm quilting services, which if you don't know what a long arm is, it is a sewing machine with a 30-inch throat that goes over a 12-foot table. It passes over the quilt in rows to complete the quilting stitches. So this is a large part of my income. This is, I charge 2.5 cents per square inch, which thankfully those inches add up. And the average cost of a quilt is about $150. I do at least 2 per day, in addition to the retail sales. I offer classes for all ages and skill levels. I offer community socials to build a quilting community. I also offer sewing machine sales and service. I am a Bernina and also now Brother sewing machine dealer. We have been nationally recognized in Better Homes and Gardens Quilt Sampler magazine in the Spring Summer Edition 2022 as a top 10 shop in the nation. Last summer was the inaugural year of the Mid-Atlantic Shop Hop, which included 6 states, 96 shops from 6 states. I had a pattern published in that publication. We had over 500 customers attend this shop hop in 2 months, so that is 500 additional customers coming to our area from 6 or more different states. In 2025, this again started at July 1st. Since its inception, July 1st, I've had over 100 customers come to my shop just for this shop hop and expect it to be more than 500 this year since it goes until the end of August. We do offer custom batik prints. We have designed and have made in Bali through Hoffman Fabrics 4 custom prints now that are indicative of our area. The crab, oyster, and jellyfish prints. We have original patterns. If you can see, Pix, the crab, is a very popular pattern and has been very successful. We have a lot of community involvement. So as a small shop, we have made donations to the Steamboat Era Museum, Rappahannock Art League, Garfield's Rescue, and the Haven. This is just in the past month. The Village Improvement Association of Irvington also is a recipient. We spearhead the Trunk or Treat program and offer fabric trick-or-treat bags to all the children who come to that. We have basically a presence throughout the whole eastern seaboard with quilters as a vendor at industry-wide quilt shows. Bigger ones that we attend been at are the original Sewing and Quilting Expo in Fredericksburg, just recently rode to Virginia and Richmond at the end of June. These quilt shows have between 5,000 to 10,000 attendees. We have a customer base that extends through the whole eastern seaboard of 3,000 plus customers. We send a newsletter bi-weekly to 3,000 or more people. So we've done quilt shows from Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina to Florida. So that is the shop in a nutshell. What does the quilting customer look like? It is a niche market. It does have a 4.5 billion industry, which is growing. And John has a handout here for you that that sheet from Fab Shop News. The June 2025 issue has this 2-page spread, which basically summarizes a survey that they conducted that talks about the quilting customer and the industry. The typical quilter is usually going to be female, 60 plus, with a 75 or thousand more household income. We have a lot of people like that in our area, so I have quite a few customers that fit that description. They also like online learning and sales, but what is most important is they find that local support and education are important to where quilters choose to shop. So this brings us to our problem that we are having. Our current classroom at So Lovely only accommodates 4 people and is not separate from our retail merchandise. This means that we need to schedule classes outside of regular shop hours. Our current classroom space is also not ADA compliant to meet the needs of our aging quilting population. We have tried scheduling classes on off-site locations. This becomes difficult with scheduling, and also off-site locations don't have our shop merchandise, so they're not shopping in the store. The solution that we have to this is to expand. We would like to be able to build an on-site classroom and retreat space. The on-site classroom is necessary to engage our current customers and attract new customers. We are proposing to build a separate building housing a large classroom on the first floor and additional guest rooms for student and teachers of the classes on the second floor. Shop hop customers who are traveling from these 6 states and other quilters traveling to the area would have overnight accommodations there. So this would allow us to have further community involvement by attracting younger customers with a greater variety of classes. We can also offer after-school sewing clubs on site. Additional staff would be needed in the shop and during the classes, so we would be able to hire more people. Customers attending the classes would also frequent local businesses, which they do already. They come to my shop from at least 50 miles away, and they ask where they can eat lunch after they do their shopping. Our current staffing, we have 5 part-time employees on payroll. Additional staff would be needed to effectively market the classes, so I will need a marketer. We also need customer service with retail sales during the classes and help during the classes with youth classes. We will be engaging local and outside instructors as contracted employees. The financial obligations of this project, if we build a 1,500 square foot building at a cost of $200 per square foot, that is about $300,000. Just the cost of the plans and permitting, we're estimated at $10,000. I do plan to 50% self-fund this and then find loans and private investors for the remainder. I'm asking the EDA for $10,000 to cover the cost of the plans and the permitting to basically get this project off the ground. This is my very rough sketch of the initial drawing. This would be built on what is now my existing garage, which you can see on the right, and expand that further to have a large classroom on the left and then a second story with the rooms above. I will end with this couple of images of our most recent community involvement. We just partnered with Historic Christchurch to offer a quilt show during the week of 4th of July. And Jill Sears, their director, noted an increase of attendance at Historic Christchurch because of that. And then we also presented this quilt to a local employee at the post office in Irvington, Gay, who just retired. So we are very involved in the community. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, I'd be happy to
Thank
answer
you,
them.
Ms. Taylor. That was, I've only been on this committee for like 2 years, but it was a well-put-together presentation, probably the best one I've seen so far, so congratulations just on that.
Oh, thank you.
Very well done.
Thank you.
A couple years ago, I had occasion to visit your shop, and it's quite beautiful. You've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Do you own the property that you're on now?
Yes, I
You do. And are you aware that you can build and add a 1,500 square foot building by code? Do you know?
We have looked into this. I've looked into the zoning regulations. David Jenkins is spearheading this with Jenkins Construction. He has talked to Justin at the Irvington Town Building, and Justin has given him the details there. So I've looked into it. So basically, I think there's, with a commercial building, you need a 10-foot setback. My current garage does not have that, but it would need to be, I guess, grandfathered in based on that existing building.
So Irvington would be fine with the new building?
Yes.
Good. And you'd also said you'd have guest rooms upstairs for students and for teachers. Are these rooms that you also said people could come in and rent? They can rent the room?
Yes.
Just stay over a weekend to learn courses?
Yes.
Okay. Good. That's all the questions I have.
How about
Thank you.
that, how about that aspect of it? Have you consulted with the town on the fact that you might be renting those out to people?
I am familiar with the town legislation about that. I used to conduct Airbnb back in 2018 or 2016 through 2020. And I think now they require a business permit, which I am a business, and so it would go through my business.
Because they have a lot of questions about short-term rentals. That you wouldn't come under that, I don't think, would you?
I would think because it's through my business, it wouldn't necessarily fall through that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to incorporate it into a package. Where
Yes.
it's, yeah.
A lot of my guests, as I said, my customers are coming from Richmond, Northern Virginia, Virginia Beach. They're traveling at least an hour to get to my shop, and so they want to stay longer. This would give them the opportunity to do so.
The building is in the business zone in Irvington.
It is
right?
zoned commercially, yes,
So
sir.
that probably would work.
Other questions for Ms. Taylor? Well, thank you. We, later in this meeting, when we go to closed session, we'll discuss this, and we'll be back in touch with you.
All right, well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lee.
So just 2 grant requests on the agenda, no others?
No, that's it, just the 2.
Okay. So we have minutes from the previous meeting in the package, and that went out via email. Have you all had time to review the minutes? And if so, we take any corrections or edits to it that you may see, or a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
A second?
First and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. John, can you give us a financial status report, please?
Yes, sir. So as of July 15th, 2025, the community partnership checking had a beginning balance on April 16th of $38,116.67. Since that time, credits that have been applied or interest earned for April, May, and June, a total of $10.44. A deposit made by Lancaster County for their 2022 bond, $6,250, with that total being $44,377.11. And debits were paper statement fees each month totaling $9, with leaving us an ending balance as of July 15th of $44,000, 368.11.
Do you think we still need to get paper statements?
I was about to ask.
We can approach Blue Ridge Bank about
Waiving them?
Or electronic statements and they just save a
electronic.
PDF?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, we can do that. The domestic government unit CD, again, this is a 10-month, 4.42% interest credited quarterly, opened October 31st, 2025, matures August 31st. It renews automatically unless it's withdrawn. I plan on keeping tabs on that before the maturity date to see what kind of rate we can get for the next time we get a CD. But it had a beginning balance April 16th, 2025 of $42,209.64. Credit since then, interest earned for April, May, and June totaling $454.91. So that interest is credited quarterly, leaving ending balance as of July 15th, 2025 of $42,664.55. The EDA currently has annual revenue of approximately $12,472 from all administrative fees collected on prior bond issuances. Those bond issuances include the County 2022 bond, which matures in 2043, roughly $6,250. The Mariners Museum, which matures in 2036 and is due October 25, $6,222. That concludes the financial report. Any questions?
John, the current bond issue, I'm sorry,
No, please go ahead.
that the county's going through, is that an EDA-sponsored bond? It's not going to be an EDA-sponsored bond.
Yeah, it's going to be through the Virginia Resources Authority bond. So the bond that we took out for our capital projects, which is our parks and other projects, non-school related projects, is through one pot, was for the Virginia Resources Authority. And the additional bond money we're taking out for the school is through the Virginia Public School Authority.
Yeah, it seemed the capital improvement bond that could have gone through the EDA. Could it not?
It could have. The Board of Supervisors decided that the best avenue was through the VR.
Yeah. So our Davenport and companies presented to the Board of Supervisors several options, including private financing that could have included the EDA, and the terms for the VRA were just better terms, I think. Yeah.
Can we get more detail on that, just so we can help understand how we need to, how we can be more competitive? Because if our own county is choosing other options, gives me pause.
Let me jump in. If you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
We did a dual track. Davenport Public Finance, the county's financial advisors, conducted a dual track approach for this $10 million of non-school related capital improvement items. We went out for bid in May, I believe, in middle of May, seeking proposals from private banks. We got 4 proposals back, one of which was from Chesapeake Bank. And we also compared that, Davenport did, compared those proposals versus the Virginia Resources Authority proposal. The interest rates were better. The board could end up financing that $10 million over a 30-year period instead of a 20-year period, based on the fact that all of the items that were being financed were real estate related. The board decided they wanted a longer term. So they went with the 30-year VRA option. That's actually going to close on August the 5th. So you may remember back in 2022, the county borrowed $5 million. That was EDA related through Truist Bank. Of course, that money has been spent on the park improvements currently. So There was a dual track approach. It was considered, but the best option in this particular loan case was through VRA.
Got it. Do we have the option of doing a 30-year, or are we, what, I don't know our restrictions, actually.
I don't think the banks, private banks, and Mr. Richardson can chime in on this. I don't think they were maybe not looking at that as a 30-year note.
Got it.
Yeah, I think maybe some communication with the Board of Supervisors and to see what the options are, just so we're aware a little bit more. I don't think the private bonds through the banks, in the RFP, there wasn't a request for a 30-year, to my knowledge.
That's right, because the capital board didn't think that the banks would do it.
Right, so maybe we would have, but anyways.
Got
I
it.
I didn't know the final resolution. Thank you.
Okay.
That clarifies it for us.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's one of those things where we're looking to sponsor bonds so we can have more income.
Sure. I'm also wondering if, I'm thinking we would benefit from more regular collaboration and communication with the Board of Supervisors. I don't know what our options are, but at this time, I mean, it would have to be a joint meeting, I have to assume, but something on a somewhat regular, probably not a quarterly basis, but even annually for us to talk about priorities for the year and whatnot might be helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
And just alignment with
Yeah.
the strategic plan, the 2035 plan, and what the EDA can do to
Absolutely.
help tackle some of those goals.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's hard to do that if we don't have funding.
Yeah,
So
I
we-
feel
think
very
we,
strongly about that.
Maybe at the end of the meeting with open session, we can talk about some of the things that we've been looking at with our little committee.
Sure.
Little subgroup.
Perfect.
Any other questions on the financial status report? Take a motion to approve the financial status report.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And now we go to a closed session to discuss the 2 grant applications. And I'll have to keep a copy of this for next time. That's when I come out. Okay.
Thank you, Don.
So I move that the Lancaster County Economic Development Authority enter into a closed meeting for grant request per section 2.2-3711.A.6 of the Code of Virginia 1950, as amended for the specific discussion of or consideration of the investment of public funds where competition or bargaining is involved and where, if made public, the financial interests of the governmental unit would be adversely affected. So that's a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor of moving to closed session, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We'll go to closed session. And then we all have to certify at the end.
Recording in
we open?
progress.
Again, online. I move that Lancaster County Economic Development Authority adopt the following certification resolution. Whereas the Lancaster County Economic Development Authority convened in a closed meeting on July 17, 2025, pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote on the motion to close the meeting to discuss grant proposals in accordance with Section 2.2-3711.A.6 of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas Section 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the EDA that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lancaster County Economic Development Authority hereby certifies that, to the best of each member's knowledge, 1, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act was heard, discussed, or considered in the closed meeting to which this certification applies, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting to which this certification applies. Before a vote is taken on this resolution, is there any member who believes that there was a departure from the requirements of number 1 and number 2? And if so, identify yourself and state the substance of the matter and why, in your judgment, it was a departure. Hearing no statement, I call the question vote. Mr. Richardson, I certified. Mrs. Bryce Rowland.
I certify.
Mr. Sanders.
I certify.
Mrs. McLaughlin is absent. Mr. Rice.
I certify.
Mr. Barrick.
I certify.
Mr. Carter.
I certify.
This certification resolution is adopted. We're back in open session. I'll take a motion on the 2 grant applications, or do we have to take them separately?
I think you would take, would you make the motion, I think you would make the motion to exceed the $15,000 cap first, if that's what you intend to do.
There was a discussion about exceeding the $15,000 per quarter cap. Is there a motion in favor of that?
I make a motion that we exceed the $15,000 cap.
Is there a second?
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And can we take these jointly, or should we take them separately, Mr. Bateman?
I would take it separately.
Yeah.
Is there a motion for Summit Vinyl Company $10,000 request?
So moved.
I'll second.
There's a first and second. All in favor of granting the $10,000 request to Summit Vinyl Company, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a grant request of $10,000 for So Lovely. Is there, of $10,000? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the 10,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Both grant requests carry. They were very strong requests, and we felt that they both deserved the $10,000 request.
Yeah, they were both community requests.
Yeah.
That
Creating
benefit
jobs.
Lancaster.
Moving on in the agenda, Mr. Bateman, discussion about the EDA and Economic Development website.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to take this time to introduce you all to our information technology intern this summer, Seth Ruby. Seth is an incoming senior at Virginia Tech, and Seth has been helping us develop an economic development website, something we've talked about a lot, and that was a project that we felt his skill set was good for, and so we're going to kind of give you a tour. This is, the website is very early in its stages. There's a lot of content. So Seth has been primarily working on the structure of the website and its organization. So Seth, if you want to kind of give them a tour of the homepage.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Welcome, Seth.
Thank you. So the webpage is supposed to be sort of a one-stop shop for everything economic development. If you're a business owner, new or old, it's supposed to give you a lot of direction for resources on how to grow your business, what kinds of things such as permits and zoning requirements, all those sorts of things, all in one place. First and foremost, it's supposed to be accessible, so I believe everything is pretty well organized and also is mobile friendly as far as I can tell. When you load up the website, that's the first thing you see. This is the home page, and the first thing I put up there is a section for articles. If you guys or someone like a content manager in the future wants to put timely articles about things relating to the authority, then this would be a good place to put them. I have some demonstration articles, such as an article about the website launching, hypothetically, and about the Achievement Award for the Lancaster 2035 plan. And then below this, I have some information cards about what this website does and some light direction on where to go if you're new to the website. So there's like a bit of information about who we are and how to find what you need. And then at the bottom, we have the footer with some extra links to different things, such as the Facebook page and other websites. So
We have a Facebook page?
I was about to ask.
Yeah,
It's just for-
the county does have a Facebook, county administration has a Facebook page. It's purely information only.
How many likes do we have? No, just move on.
And I'll add that this website is meant to interface with the county's administration website, so there's many links too for those resources that are there.
But this is not live yet?
no.
Okay.
The first and I think most important tab on the top menu here that a lot of visitors are going to visit is the Resources for Business tab. And this is sort of a directory for a whole bunch of different resources. I won't bother going through each and every one of them, but there's 3 different tabs here, such as frequently asked questions, who can I contact for different things, and then in the middle, I have a list of different types of business incentives that businesses may be interested in, such as incentive zones and state incentives like ports and recruitment and training incentives. Let me go back one tab. And then also on the right, I have some tabs about funding resources, such as the EDA grant, and also some other resources, such as the Small Business Administration's access to capital, a whole bunch of different resources for business owners to basically get a jump start. I don't have every information that they have on their website listed on here because they can explain it way better than I can. So, and yeah, that's it for this part of the website. And the next one, we have our own VEDP site selection embed. And there's only a few sites that are available right now, but with their IVP program, we can add our own sites, or if business owners want to contact us and put their own site up on this website, then they're welcome to do so.
Seth, I can add that this is an important tool that the Virginia Economic Development Partnership provides. They're certified sites, but they also have this embed, and the goal here is to not, right now we have the 4 county assets, 4 county properties listed, but it's not just for county-owned properties. If there is an individual in the county that has a site or a building that they want to promote for commercial use, they can share that with me. So I've made connection with the real estate agents in the area to make contact with their clients who might be interested in showcasing their sites or properties on this tool.
So yeah, this tool is pretty sweet. It has a lot of different functionality for also overlaying enterprise and opportunity zones. And since Lancaster County has a lot of those, very helpful. And that's basically it for this. The second to last menu tab we have is Contact Us. This kind of doubles as a About Us page for the EDA. And it brings you to a page that basically talks about what the EDA does, contacts you to, or links a contact to John Bateman, and also a list of other helpful contacts. And also on the right here, I have a little events tab. This will probably 100% of the time, I'm guessing, just be used for listing where and when quarterly meetings are. And this can be updated and changed. Right now it has today's meeting still on it. And then also some information about the meetings and some links like the bylaws if anyone is interested. And at the bottom, since this is kind of doubling as the About page, I listed some information about the Citizens Business Relations Advisory Committee and Lancaster 2035, and there's a separate page that talks about it in depth down here. And yeah, that's it for that.
Seth, I can add that we're looking for this website to actually house most of the information about the CBRAC and even opportunities for people to engage with the CBRAC in helping guide our implementation of the strategic plan.
Got it.
Seth, it looks great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is a really great start. Is this using the same CMS as the website, the county website, or?
It is not. Yeah, no. This is a CMS called Drupal. It's very similar to WordPress in use. So it should be pretty accessible if anyone wants to add or change anything.
Awesome. You've done a really great job in helping it match the county's feel.
Oh, thank you.
I would, yeah. What is the representatives page? I have
Oh.
lots of thoughts, but let's.
Yeah. So this is a page if you guys have any professional photos you want to take or anything like that to put in, and basically just put a face to a name. And if you guys were interested, put a contact there or something like that. Yeah, that's basically all this is.
Yeah, I'll get you a headshot.
No thanks. I guess that's fine. This is a really great start. You've done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is great. I mean, at a very minimum, that somebody might use this to contact you to say, here's what we have to offer. And just having a person to call directed to business opportunities in the county, I think is huge. And this is a good way to get it out there. So, I mean, they may not want to come to us for money, but they may want to do something on one of those 4 pieces of property,
Yeah.
which would be a huge benefit to the county if you could convert it from non-performing asset to a performing asset.
Yeah, my preference is to provide hands-on assistance to our businesses, very similar to the 2 applicants you had today. I was able to really talk with them and dig deep about what their plans were and what they were doing. And this provides yet another avenue to get, the general resources out. The Small Business Administration has lots of resources. There's plenty of federal and state resources out there. This gets those out there and frees me up to be able to go out and dig deep.
Fantastic. What is the governance plan for this?
That's a good question. She's wondering what's the governance plan
Yeah.
like?
Who's going to maintain?
who's gonna
be
maintain
the
it? Who-
Content, like management, strategy.
Right now, the governance plan is me.
Be sure he knows how to use Drupal when you leave.
No, I mean, I think it's a very intuitive platform, Drupal, and I have experience with WordPress, and I've seen Seth do some of the content input. It seems
Yeah.
relatively straightforward. As far as aesthetic and flow, I would probably lean on someone with a little bit more experience like Seth. But as far as content, in fact, it's my intention to sit down with the subcommittee here very shortly at the next meeting, go through the website a little bit more in depth in the content, and tap you guys and get your kind of input and feedback.
Can we go back to the contact us page for a second? Sure. Real fast. Just I would recommend a form here from a form, for people having the option to just type in information before John is left to handle this on his own.
Form
That's it.
for the,
For the people to.
grant application?
Well, oh, that's also lovely, but.
But, yeah,
no,
we'll get to that in a little bit.
Just to contact John, so from a spam perspective.
A contact form.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
yeah. Yes.
It'll save Betty some phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, and resources for business, can you go back to that? Are there links to the Chamber of Commerce?
Chamber of Commerce, I don't believe so.
That is an oversight on my part. It does need to be linked.
The
I
County
think-
Chamber of Commerce
Yeah.
would be a good
Yeah.
link.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Gotcha.
I think we're also gonna want, since whatever is on that site selection map as an option, some kind of information to help people understand it. So, opportunity grants, opportunity zones, enterprise zones, there should be links to the formal government explanations of that, like from SBA, I think it's SBA.
We have that information in here, but
Okay.
we'll try to link that information.
Okay.
to-
Oh, good, yeah, awesome.
But
This is however long it's
we-
pages.
We might be able to do something in the mapper to guide people to, if you want more information about what this is
Yeah.
here. We can
Link to
probably,
this on
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, bookmarks, our anchors are great. Awesome. I think, and I know I'm really wanting to be a part of the subcommittee meeting, this one, regarding the content, but I would suggest two things, high level here. I think it's important to pull out the about section from the contact us, that way people can see, it's an expectation more than anything. People are expecting that, and it'd be a great place for people to find our strategy type stuff, our governance. They know to look under there for that information as it's relevant. And even the representatives could go under that.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
And then I always personally like to see the contact us option last, because I think it's it's a call to action that's easy to find. So I think it makes it more friendly. But yeah, I think this is really amazing. Yeah.
Thanks for the feedback, Taryn, really appreciate it. All right,
Thank you, Seth.
so for the purposes of time, that's all we have on the website at the moment.
Great, moving on to grant request form changes.
Yeah, so, if I could. All right, so when I dug into our grant request form and its conciseness, I wanted to make really substantive changes, but when I went to go do that, I ran into, these are things that you guys are going to have to take action on. So right now, what I've done is I've taken it and I've put it into a Google form that could be put up on our website. There's probably a different way to do that, maybe even using Drupal. But this was just, it's in a Google form. People are used to using forms. The example, City of Portsmouth has their grants in a form. Hold on one second. If you look at your
Are you guys a
screen.
Microsoft Office shop or a Google shop?
Was that?
What do you use for email? 365 or Google Workspace?
Google.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Anyway, so I put it into a Google form, and this was based off of the example from the City of Portsmouth, who has their application in this format. But as far as there probably needs, and I think this is a topic for the next subcommittee meeting, substantive changes to one, we have adopted the 2018 SEDS, which has been updated at this point in time, and doesn't necessarily, even the current one doesn't necessarily align with the county's priorities as outlined in the 2035 plan. So there needs to be a discussion about what strategic priorities the EDA wants to adopt to guide the applications. Right now, you guys have a lot of latitude to approve or disapprove grant requests. and you probably want to maintain some of that latitude. But the goal is to have an application that's a little bit more intuitive. I've been sitting down one-on-one with the applicants. That's probably one of the reasons why you've been, getting these requests. I've discouraged people who are not ready to come to you guys from applying, and I've encouraged people who are ready to go to apply. So, for instance, there's some changes to, how many times they've requested funding, how many times they're allowed to request funding, the amounts of funding they're allowed to request, many other EDAs that have grant programs. First of all, Portsmouth separates their grant programs, their business incentive grants, into development grants for new businesses that are 0 to 3 years old, and then acceleration grants for businesses that are 3 to 10. So these are things that we probably need to discuss. So right now, this form that I've created is just the current application with no substantive change, because any change like that is going to have to be a change to the grant program itself, and that's something that you all will have to take action on. So my recommendation is that the subcommittee meet and discuss any substantive changes to the grant program, and then bring it to the EDA at our next meeting in October for the EDA to take action on.
Who's on the subcommittee?
The subcommittee is Tom, you, Roy, Taryn, and Lisa, and they swap places depending on need. That's all I have on the form changes.
I think getting together, and we've talked about it, kind of updating the criteria would be good, so.
Yeah.
And then getting it online like this makes it good and easier for applicants to use.
Yeah. All right.
Any questions on that? More to follow. Subcommittee report, John. I know we've met a couple of times. I've met with a couple of people individually. I don't know.
Yeah, I can just kind of talk about the general outcomes of those meetings. One of them was making changes to the grant criteria and the grant program, which we can dig in deep. But the last time the subcommittee met, they really, I showed them some examples of microenterprise loan programs and potential funding avenues to capitalize such a program. One of those is the Economic Development Administration. Another was the U.S. Department of Agriculture had a microenterprise loan program. The USDA funding, the grant period just like closed one day. It was supposed to be open through May, and it just closed. They're no longer taking applications. My guess is it has a lot to do with some of the changes at the federal level, hoping that the recent legislation that passed at the federal level provides some more clarity and can get these programs back open and running, albeit probably changed. But the discussion was applying to one of these grant programs to capitalize the loan and potentially utilizing some of the Poorhouse Tract funding that the county has, maybe requesting some of that to match that funding to capitalize a loan program. And then I think the next time the subcommittee meets to maybe try to move that forward to the next phase, which is have a discussion with the funding entities about making application. And then also discussing revenue streams for the grant program. You guys approved today $20,000 in grants, and you had a balance of roughly $44,000. So that money that you guys got from the Poorhouse Tract and from the bond fees is starting to dwindle. So I have some ideas about potential revenues.
We have a balance of $80,000.
Was that?
Don't we have a balance of $80,000 between the CD and?
Between the CD and the checking account. That's correct, and the savings account, I mean. But I have some ideas for potential revenue streams that could continue to capitalize the grant program and provide a more steady, a greater source of income than the bond fees. Certainly we can talk more about getting the bonds issued on an annual basis. But there are some other examples out there that I think the subcommittee can look at and then bring back to you guys and report out on. I won't go into too much detail for time, but
And I individually met, and I think you all know, with Dan Siegel, Sands Anderson, and that was kind of reported back. That was more just educational and wave the flag of our county, like, Dan, we want to sponsor bonds. What can we do to get more income? And then we reported back on that with that slideshow that you presented,
Yeah.
I guess, last quarter.
Last
the
quarter, yeah.
report. And then I did meet with the chairman of the EDA Middlesex County. I think that was just last week, John
Anzavino, yeah.
And he sent me their loan program,
The chairman of Middlesex County
EDA.
EDA, okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And they just recently established a loan program, which I got his information
Awesome.
on how they did it. And it seems pretty straightforward and simple, and maybe a template of what we maybe want to copy. So, which would be good. So more to come. It just takes a little bit of time to kind of get something in place, but something like Summit Vinyl Siding, or creating 5 jobs because they're going to start a small manufacturing plant. If we could provide a loan for them instead of just a grant, that would be even, great. Or other businesses like that. I just use that as an example. But
Yeah, I mean, I recently had a conversation with a business entity who was eligible for a grant, but it was a reimbursable grant. So they were struggling to find the capital that they needed, and this was like a much-needed, like, septic improvement at a marina, but it's a reimbursable program. So they, well, where are we going to? And a microenterprise loan program like that would be very beneficial to a business that needed it.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we had the poorhouse track money as a pot of money, and we did a $50,000 loan or a $100,000 loan, I mean, and charge 4% interest, that would just give us an income
That's right.
Yeah.
to use again and again. Of course, that principal gets paid back, but that 4% interest becomes part of the grant program.
Yeah.
So, instead of just poorhouse track just sitting there doing nothing, So anyways, I think there's opportunity to leverage that program.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, rather than having them give us the money, we give it away. Basically what the county's doing is investing the money.
That's right.
Yes.
So it's a great idea.
So we'll continue to travel down that road in the subcommittee and report back up here, but
Yeah.
nothing to act on today.
I'm very curious about that because I do know, we'd raised or talked before about also partnering potentially with the Northern Neck Planning District Commission for their administration of the program so that the county wouldn't have to administer. So I don't know if it's similar to that or if the county, in this case, does Middlesex administer it themselves?
It sounds like Middlesex might administer. I don't think they've done a whole lot.
Okay.
It was passed in 2024.
Okay,
It sounds like they were just going to administer it themselves.
okay.
Yeah.
They're doing
Just another
a couple
option.
loans a year,
Yeah.
and just maybe you can administer that yourself, but we need to figure that out.
Sure.
So the Planning District Commission is the regional economic development organization under the EDA. They do have an EDA program. This would be in addition to their program.
Right.
And either way, we would have to go through the REDO if we went for the EDA grant funding.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. That's just one copy.
Oh, okay, got it.
Two-
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can send out the Middlesex, or John, can you send out the Middlesex loan program that I emailed to you to the
Yeah.
whole group?
Yeah,
Just so they
I'll
all
share
have it
that.
via email, and we'll be looking into that kind of as an example.
Okay.
Any other discussion on the subcommittee? Any questions from board members? Then any other business that anybody would like to bring up at this time?
I have a couple of things real quick.
It's 10 o'clock, John.
I know, I'll make it quick. Go Virginia Region 6 has a council, and Taryn sits on that council, and so does Jeff Sabersky. I have been added as one of those council members, so.
That's great. Thanks.
My first meeting next week. And then the county's Lancaster 2035 plan has received the Holtzheimer Economic Development Award through the Virginia Association of Counties Virginia chapter. It's a very prestigious award, and I'll be going to collect that award at the conference next week.
That's fantastic.
Congratulations.
We also won a National Association of Counties award, too. So that's 3 awards now.
That's
Thank you, John.
fantastic, guys.
Well, that's good news. Any members have any other business? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.